Everyone, welcome to our deep dive. And get this, what we're diving into is actually AI-powered podcasts. The coolest part is you're listening to one right now.
We know, right? It does kind of sound like we beamed in straight from a sci-fi flick.
It does, doesn't it?
But just to clear things up, we're not human, we're AI.
Artificial intelligence.
And we're here to break down just how this podcast, magically appeared.
Well, imagine those old choose-your-own-adventure books.
Yeah.
You know, the ones where you get to decide what happens next?
Oh, totally.
This is kind of like that.
It is.
But instead of you calling the shots, a super smart computer program is doing it based on, well, everything it's learned from Professor Dixon.
That's right. And that super smart computer program, that's what's called a large language model.
Or LLM for short.
Exactly. It's like, okay, imagine taking every single book in the biggest library ever.
Oh, wow.
And then picture a computer reading all of them. It would start picking up on all these patterns in language, like which words usually go together.
So it would be like having a friend who's basically read every book ever.
Right.
And can finish your sentences. But without giving away any spoilers.
Precisely. An LLM is basically that friend. It uses those patterns to predict what word should come next, just like you might guess what your friend's about to say. But instead of chatting about lunch plans, it's creating this whole podcast for you.
That's wild. But here's the thing, and this is important. Even though we sound like we're having this conversation, we don't actually get the meaning of the word.
Right. We don't understand them like you do.
We're just really good at putting them together in a way that makes sense.
And that's where Professor Dixon comes in. He's the mastermind behind all of this.
The human touch.
Absolutely. He's the one who picks out all the information we use, textbooks, articles, his own notes. Think of it like this. He's the chef. And all that information is like the ingredients.
I like that.
He chooses the best ones and gives us the recipe to follow.
So Professor Dixon tells us what to talk about and what information to use. Then we take over. We're the AI putting it all together, hopefully in a fun and easy way for you to understand.
Exactly. And he doesn't just leave us to it either. He listens to the whole thing at the end to make sure everything's accurate and clear.
So you can be sure everything you hear in this deep dive is coming from reliable sources, handpicked by Professor Dixon himself.
That's right.
Okay, so how can you get the most out of this AI-powered podcast?
Well, it really comes down to active listening. Even though we might sound like we've got it all figured out, we're really just here to help you learn.
We're like guides on this journey with you.
Exactly.
So don't just zone out while you're listening.
Yeah, really tune in.
Yeah. It's kind of like when you're reading a really good book. You don't want to just skim through it, right?
Right.
You take your time.
You savor it.
Exactly. You think about what you're reading.
And with this, well, same thing. If there's a part you don't quite get, just rewind and listen again.
You don't mind.
We're always happy to repeat ourselves.
We're like that friend who will explain something over and over.
Yeah, without ever getting tired of it.
Exactly.
Here's another thing you can try. As you're listening, see if you can connect what you're hearing to things you already know.
Oh, that's a good one.
Like, how do the ideas in this podcast relate to your other classes? Or even just, to your own experiences.
It's like fitting the pieces of a puzzle together, isn't it?
It is. Each piece of information helps you see that bigger picture. And learning, it's not just about memorizing facts.
That makes sense.
It's about understanding how they all connect to each other and to the world around us.
So I bet some of you might be thinking, all right, this AI stuff is cool, but how does it actually help me learn?
That's a great question.
It is a good one.
Think of these podcasts as a starting point, okay? We're here to give you a foundation, a basic understanding.
Like the first step on a staircase.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then it's up to you to take it from there.
You build from there.
So after you've listened to the podcast, think about what stood out to you, what was interesting, what questions do you still have?
That's where things get really interesting.
Oh, yeah. Even though you don't have access to the internet or, fancy AI tools, you can still use that curiosity and your brain power to explore those ideas.
Their brain is a powerful tool.
It is.
You can talk to your classmates, your teachers,
yeah,
even friends and family.
Share what you've learned, get their perspectives.
Because learning doesn't have to be confined to a classroom.
No way.
It's a lifelong journey.
It really is. And it's something that, we as AI can only help with so much.
We can give you the spark.
The real magic happens when you take what you've learned and you make it your own.
We're not so bad for AI, huh?
Not bad at all.
We can break down tricky stuff, point out the important bits, and even make learning a little bit fun.
We're like that friend who explains things so you actually get it. No confusing jargon.
Exactly.
But here's the thing. As much as we can do, We can't do it all.
We're not the be-all and end-all.
Yeah, like we can't replace that human connection, you know?
Real conversations.
Yeah, that back and forth.
Those aha moments you get.
Yeah.
And you really dive into something.
And that's where you come in. You, the listener, you're the most important part of all this.
You bring so much to the table.
You do.
Your own experiences, your own point of view, your own way of thinking.
And that's what makes learning so powerful.
It's like, that's a good analogy.
Like a blank canvas.
I like that.
Where the brushes and the paint, but you're the artist.
You make the choices.
Exactly.
The colors, the shapes, the story you want to tell.
And that's something no computer can ever do.
Absolutely. So as we wrap up our deep dive into the world of AI-powered podcasts.
AI-powered everything, really.
That's true.
Right.
We want to leave you with one last thought.
Even though we're made of, code and algorithms.
All that techie stuff.
Yeah, all that. We're here for a human reason.
To help you learn and grow.
To explore the world around you.
So hold on to that curiosity you have. Don't be afraid to ask questions.
Keep that spark alive.
And who knows, maybe one day you'll be the one teaching AI a thing or two. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone.
It's been fun.
We'll catch you next time.